Hello everyone, what is up? I am Red Bull, Popcorn, Starcraft 2, and a new episode of I Want to Be the Grandmaster, number 2. Today what we're going to be looking at is my new ZvP and ZvT Roach Opener. I probably should mention that I'm Wolfie, and that is not my account. I am here. I am the Zerg player, and we're going to be playing on yeah, we're going to be playing a ZvP here. Sorry, my mind just like blanked for a second there. So we're going to be playing a ZvP, and I'm going to be showing you guys my basic opener. And we're going to slow it down right about here because this is where my actual opener comes into play. So pretty much it's get an overlord on 9, which I forgot to do, so I did the extractor trick. So it's pretty much get an overlord on 9, and then get your 16 hatchery. He forgot to, hold his probe. Which I was like, I wonder if he held his probe. For some reason it didn't look like it was being held, so I just attacked it and it ran away, and I was super happy about that. So I get my hatchery down on 16, and my extractor I get it down on 17. And then normally I can get one more drone out. I can get one more drone out, and then I have to build my spawning pool, and then I can get another drone, leaving me on 17, sorry. As you can see that drone coming out, and then normally you should get an overlord about this point. Just so you guys know, this is not what I'm telling you it is, just how I personally do the build. A lot of people might do it differently, someone might feel more comfortable getting spawning pool before hatchery. And there's no real difference in the play, it just means you could go one base. This game, you could do a one base push, but it really works a lot better as a two base push, because the two base push means you get a lot more roaches out, and if you have a two base, it means you have a lot more options in the later game, which I'm going to talk about at the very end. So basically, the roach opener I really wanted to do. The reason I got to this point was I was trying to figure out, I was just like mentally, in Notepad I was basically drafting out ideas. So I was like, well, what kind of a build do I want to use against, because I started losing like 4 or 5 games in a row, and I was getting really mad, and I just like raged, and I was like, I don't actually throw things, but got really mad, and I was like, and then what happened was, I was like, okay, well, let's try and figure out what I want to do. And I was thinking, recently I've been thinking a lot about early aggression, and basically the early aggression is something that's really key, and I was like, well, I really like a Ling Roach early aggression, but I don't want to go one base, because I feel like one base limits me a lot, because from one base when you attack you get your second, but on two base it probably holds you back by about a minute or two from getting those roaches out and attacking him, but it's still a very early attack. So I'm basically, what you want to do is, let me just pause real quick. So pretty much you have your spawning pool and your extractor, and you basically want to get, when your spawning pool's done, is get your queen and your roach warren, and then your second queen, and then your metabolic boost or zergling speed. Now the way I came to this was, I was kind of trying to figure out like the best way, and I realized you don't really need zergling speed that early, and it's actually a lot more effective to get that queen out, because that means you can get more lava and almost immediately produce more units. So I prefer to get the second queen before I get the metabolic boost. You might prefer it another way, and in this game I did get metabolic boost first, so it doesn't really have too much of an effect, but that's just my personal opinion. And then you get your roach warren when your spawning pool is just finishing up as well. And then when your queen pops out, you should have just enough for a layer, and then when your layer's done, you should have just enough for your roach speed. And once your roach speed starts, you can begin to get your roaches, because unless you get second gas really early, which I don't like to do, I like to get my second gas a lot later, because often my mineral count goes really low if I get my second gas that's too early. So you gotta kind of stick on your injects. And yeah, cool. So if you get a lot more drones, it means your army is obviously just gonna be weaker. So the best way I see it is you want to kind of get like a really good balance. I mainly get drones in my main, and I kind of oversaturate it just a little bit. Well, yeah, I pretty much oversaturated it a little bit, and I go in here and I pick off all these stalkers with my roaches, and as this is happening, I'm kind of like, well, he's gonna keep running away and doing little bits of damage to my roaches, so I just pushed straight into his base because he had nothing in his base, and I just went straight in there, and then I managed to pick off these stalkers by pushing them basically against the wall, and then I just got free roam into his base and killed off the Artisis pylon. That's basically the whole build right there, and you can, I'm just gonna keep playing it. So as you can see, I'm getting my third, and normally I would take my fourth as well. So I'd normally go third and fourth, but I did forget to take out the rocks, which is something you should do early on. Early on in the game, I had like 6 roaches just sitting here, but you could have been doing damage to those rocks, especially on this map. As soon as you get units, just kind of start like nailing down these rocks. It's really, really effective and really, really helpful. So as you can see, I win the game, and I'm just building like 34 links at the end. And yeah, so I'm going to talk about a few of the things that you can do from here. So if you plan it early enough, around the like 8-minute mark when you're just pushing out, you should start getting a little bit more minerals. And from both your bases, you can get your, overlord speed and overlord transportation, and as well as getting that third and fourth base. I have done this in a game before, and it works really well. So in like 2 minutes time, so about the 10-minute mark, you can have a baling nest complete as well, because a baling nest only takes 60 seconds, so about halfway through your ventral sacks, put down your baling nest, and then spawn, say, about 8 zerglings, morph those all into banelings, get about 6 overlords with you, and basically the reason you get more overlords is so when they attack you, they don't necessarily just go, all of these overlords have stuff in them. So obviously they're going to try and attack all of them, but they don't actually know which ones actually have stuff in them. And it's really just like a really, really effective way of doing it. Sure, you might lose a couple more overlords, but you did actually manage to get damage done to him. And you can just go and drop this straight into his mineral line and just do so much damage. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. And basically from here, with my 4 bases up, if I had 4 bases up, I could go into a nice like Ling Infesta Muta with, I could easily get double extractor here while this attack is happening, and I could go Ling Infesta Muta, which is really, really strong against a lot of Immortal Colossus Zealot play, which is very common against Zerg and ZvP. And yeah, I can also get I can pretty much go from anywhere from here, which is really, really good because all I have is a Roach Warren and a spawning pool, and I'm attacking at the 9-minute mark roughly. You want to be attacking around the 9-minute mark because that is when your Roach speed is about to finish. And I can just do so much from this build. It's crazy. I feel like he's getting a second right now, but I feel like I can, take another 5th expansion. I could easily do that. There's nothing stopping me. So, right here we're going to stop, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes with Game 2, which is going to be my ZvT. And that game plays a little bit differently because my expansion gets blocked. But we'll see how that goes when that happens. So I will see you guys in a minute. Hey guys, just real quick, I have 2 videos I want to show you. One is the previous episode of I Want to Be a Grandmaster, and the other is a Crisis 2 commentary. So if you guys just want to check those out real quick, and also click the subscribe, like button if you like the video, and I will see you guys next time.